Hey, what's up, guys? Your boy's House Century back in the building, and today we got a white woman from Minnesota who called a young black child the N-word on the playground. Now, I don't know what that's for, but my thing is this: I did a video on Carmelo Anthony and pointed out the hypocrisy when it came to black people supporting bad behavior. Now, this said woman who called this child the N-word, right, with the ER, right, to be exact, she got funding from whomever for her bad behaviors in society. Now, I don't want to make this a race thing because I'm not trying to get into that, right? I don't think I'm not race infatuated, but I do want to pinpoint bad behavior and why we and try to get us to understand that as Americans, we're starting to dwindle when it comes to morality, right? You got one side pointing at the other saying that, oh, why would you support this? This is bad behavior. And I'm not trying to say that one is not more intense than the other, but it's about the actions. I'm not saying that this person should be censored. What I'm saying is that bad behavior should not be supported by Americans, because at this point, this country wants to find a reason to cause conflict between races, your skin color, when it should not matter, right? We're all Americans. But when you do things like this, you do enhance tension between communities. And I'm saying that we need to do our part as Americans to stop supporting bad behavior. I do wholeheartedly believe freedom of speech, right? I stand on that. But I do understand consequences now. The Carmelo Anthony thing, I believe that he should be in prison. I believe that he will go to prison. I believe that there's consequences for his actions. Now, when you blatantly, right, when we talk about this situation at hand that we're gonna get into, when she's calling the child the N-word, right, the N-E-G, what is she trying to get out of this, right? If the dude wasn't recording and there was a mother around who heard this and she got dealt with due to her mouth, would that person be wrong? My thing is de-escalation is key, right? And I spoke about this during the Carmelo Anthony thing, but we have to apply it everywhere to understand that we need to get better at being Americans and treating each other right. Now, if she's racist, that's her business. I don't agree with that. But I do agree with if she feels this way, you can say whatever you want to say, but there should be consequences to your actions. You just shouldn't just be funding and try to run, because she said that she's been attacked and she's been threatened inside her community, and she has to evade the premises. My thing is, if you that bold to say that word, you should take whatever come with it. If you that bold, right, Carmelo Anthony situation, if you that bold to create that action, I don't give a crap how old you are. I don't give a crap how you deserve some type of consequences, and you can't run away from the consequences. And I think that she's running away from her consequences, in my opinion, and we should not support that because it looks bad on America at the end of the day. And I'm an American person, but I don't care about your skin color. What I care about is your character, and this lady has poor character. Carmelo Anthony has poor character. And I'm not trying to put it side by side, but it seems like if I don't bring up that situation, bring up this situation, people love to just, well, this and that. You pro black, you pro. I'm not pro nothing. I'm pro righteous. That was wrong, talking to a kid that way, because it could create a vengeance between that kid and white people. Because look at what she did, and I don't give a crap for what reason. You didn't have to say that. And congrats to the man who confronted her about her bad behavior, holding her kid. Now she's a victim. But I want you guys to see it for yourself. Let's get into it.
Call him the child? Did you call the child the word? It is my own business. You call him a. Okay, why don't you have the boss to say it right now again? Okay. All right, that's what you say.
She was gonna deny it and walk away. When there was a video and she saw that I was recording, she doubled down and even tripled down now.
Now, as an American, how did that make you feel? right? I'm not talking about black or being white or anything. As an American, how does that make you feel? Do you think that was do you think that was the right response to a kid rummaging through her things? Yes, she may have felt offended, but do you think that was the right response? Do you think that response will cause tension between you or your neighbors or those individuals who don't agree with you? Was that the right response? And my thing is this: if you say things like that, you cannot run. Why are we supporting running? like you said it we said it as if she was standing on business and she meant what she said, right? So my thing is this: why run? I don't agree with being a punk, right? If you gonna add that attention towards yourself, don't be a fucking coward. That's what I hate. I hate cowards. If you gonna play that game, play it, but don't run, right? If you gonna stand on business because this dude have a phone in his hand and he not tough or anything like that, or he's not trying to advance towards you for what you said, fine. But when it's women, aggressive black women who don't like what you said, stand on that. Don't run. Don't be a pussy, bro. And I hate that. That's what we have in society today, is that we want people to talk but don't have action. Right now, I don't agree with violence, but I do agree with punishment. Now, if you say that out your mouth, especially the way you said it and the way you reset it to make sure that you make sure that people knew that what you're standing on, great. So when problems come your way, I shouldn't have to fund you running away because you stood on business, right? My thing is, how did she raise all that money if America's not on this type of timing? Who is on this type of time? Who? If you in the comment section, tell me in which way she's right for even talking to a kid in that manner, right? Talking to a child, understand that's a child. Now, I'm not saying that there's not racist people on both sides, but I would guarantee you, if there was a black parent who called a kid a cracker, right? A white kid a cracker, and basically said racial slurs to a white kid, right? Doing something that kids do. Would that person be right? I would say no, it's not right. You shouldn't talk to a kid like that. And you shouldn't be asking for problems. And then later on, if you're in an all-white neighborhood or whatever, oh, can you fund me because I'm scared for my life now? There's people threatening me. What do you expect? Why are we paying for bad behavior? Again, why are we paying for bad behavior? You cannot complain about one end and do the other. I'm not saying that the conservative white people are doing it. I'm just saying who's supporting this behavior? Why isn't this person getting what they deserve? Why are you in the way of getting in the way of people's blessings, right? If Carmelo Anthony goes to jail, I don't want to give a damn. I'm okay with that. You need to stop making life-ending choices. That's how that go. Now, when on this situation at hand, I don't want to get away with her blessings. If she's talking like that, get dealt with. Now you learn to stop playing with people. Now your child that's seen you talk to another race that way or whatever, and you perpetuating this problem that people keep saying that occurring. You need some type of we need you to understand that that's wrong. Okay. Now, to me, she reacted like a fucking kid, right? Usually when kids act bad, they get belt to butt. Hey, that's wrong. Belt to butt. Reality and society needs to put belt to butt. That's wrong. That's not right. That's not what America stands for. That's not what we cool with. We trying to graduate from any of that. We don't want to hear those arguments anymore. Now, you can't change everybody. I understand that logically you can't change everybody, but I do believe in consequences for one's actions. Did I feel some type of way? Yes. It's not because I'm black, because what are you trying to prove? When you talk like that and you standing on business, what are you trying to prove? What are you trying to do? You inviting that. You want that. It's not like you're coming apologetic. You like, yeah, I'm standing on that. Okay, if you stand on that, you gotta understand what come with it. You cannot run. I don't like I said, I don't agree with pussy shit, bro. Don't be a punk. Don't be a punk. If you say it, stand on it, and don't be a punk. But let me know what you guys get out of this freaking video, man. Let me know what you guys think. Do you support the way she handled that situation? Do you support that racial slurs? And I know that most people are not, but in what way could you express to me that was okay? In what way can you validate the reason why she was funded after those actions that she committed? Tell me. And I'm open to listening, but at this point, I feel like y'all getting in the way of her blessings. Whoever funding her is getting in the way of her blessings, man. She needs to learn that's not okay. Her child needs to learn. Whoever she's raising needs to learn that those words will get you hurt. You shouldn't go around in society thinking that way. And I think that eventually, like if her kid grow to think like that, they will get shunned. I get it. Eventually, it comes to that because the world don't. We don't want no problems. Okay, we understand those who are on this side, the conservative side. We understand that people are raised baiting, and the masses, right? The masses want us to get into a race war. They want this. They want this to happen. Okay, we understand that, right? Which makes us back away from those individuals. But I want to know who's supporting her and why he's supporting her. And if you got a good idea, just let me know, man.
We be really politicking while we whipping in the kitchen. God be my witness. At the age of 15, I was fighting my fitness.